the Mommy Money Getter, aka MMG. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Sunday? Ooh, yeah. Mm, mm. That was hard to get out, y'all. I'm full from one. I was working on my second BLT. I couldn't make it through. That's number one. Number two, I've been eating horribly. Number three, I am coming down with something. So I'm in bed, camera off, and I'm just thinking of you guys, thinking of myself, thinking of the week ahead, thinking of how I'm gonna navigate through the rest of this holiday season. I've been enjoying myself shopping and decorating and just having family over and spending time with Les Barbs. And you know, it just is what it is. Uh, yeah, but I'm feeling good outside of that. Taking each day as it comes, working hard on everything that I have going on, being a mom. What are you guys up to? Let me know in the chat. Come on in and say hello. Replay gang, thank you for tuning in on the back end. I appreciate you all for always supporting the channel and helping me to continue to grow and glow. It's a grow up and a glow up over here, okay? And I just wanted to say, I saw this message today on Twitter. And basically, it was saying that that most of the time people, and this is my Soulful Sunday message, it's about envy and it's about just really stepping up and living life on your terms. Um, Sometimes it's hard when you are going through and maybe you are depressed, maybe you experience a loss, maybe things aren't going so well for you. So it's kind of hard. I've been there. Let's just start there. I have been there where it seemed like everybody was getting their blessing. I mean, everybody all around me, everybody was getting blessed financially. They were getting jobs. They had a man. Their kids were doing well. Everything was going well for everyone else but me. At least it felt that way, right? And truth be told, they probably had just gotten out of a season like the one I was in, and they probably were well due for that blessing. Also, quite possibly, people can make things look better than what they are, right? But I really do feel like they were in a season of increase, of abundance and blessings. And I just wasn't. I had a lot going on financially, I had a lot going on spiritually, emotionally. I had a lot going on. And so I was a little envious. I was envious because I couldn't get I couldn't get my mental together. Things were not going right with my marriage. Things were not going right with my job. And I was kind of like trying to hold on and trying to maintain. And there are some people in my life I saw who didn't really reach back and try to pick me up or try to be there. But, it felt like how it felt to me was like, okay, everybody else is eating and I'm starving and they're just sitting eating in my face, gloating. And they probably didn't see it that way, but it was to me like that a little bit. And I felt like they felt like they were getting a one up on me for once. For once. For once. But I still had to check myself because number one, God, once He blesses, He doesn't stop blessing. That's number one. If He blessed you before, He will bless you again. True that. And if He blesses them, He sure enough will bless you because He is no respecter of persons. Let's be clear. So it just, life comes in seasons. And that was another thing that someone had said to me around that time. She was like, I've been up, I've been down, I've had a lot, I've had a little. And what God wants from us is He wants us to always be content and be grateful, no matter what you have. And It doesn't matter where you are in life or how much you think you have, you can always lose it all. It doesn't matter how little you have, you can always get it all, depending on if that's what God has for you. If He wants to bless you with riches, He will. If He wants you to be in a season of lack, that's what you will be in. No matter what you try to do, you will constantly keep hitting your head up against the wall. Because God may be using that season that you're in. Hey, Roger, how are you doing? God may be using that season that you're in to develop you, to increase your faith, to make you better as a person. And I used to be a heavy spender. I still am a heavy spender. I shop a lot. But now, I used to just shop. If I wanted it, I get it. And I would save, but I was spending a lot more than I was saving. Now I try to save more than I'm spending. And I do think about what I'm spending my money on. And I do think about, I used to say I live 6 months ahead, but now I live a year or two ahead. And I think we should all do that, right? We can't get everything. If our eyes looked at everything and we envied everything, we would constantly be striving for things, none of which we can take with us. But if we are content and satisfied, because you got to get to a point of satisfaction, right? Or the dam would just break. And I sound a little all over the place, but my main message is, why envy? Why envy? Why envy anyone? Why want what someone else has? I mean, it's human. It's human to feel that, but it's not human for it to stay with you or for you to be upset by somebody else's blessings or for you to feel like, oh, I want what they have. It's just things. It's just things. It's just money. It's just money, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make you a good person because you have things and money. It doesn't make you less susceptible to tragedy. It doesn't change your personality. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person, whether you have money or not, probably even worse. If you're a good person and you're a giving person and a humble person, with money, you're just going to be all that much more giving and humble. Right? Hey, Silly Rabbit, good afternoon. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys for hitting that like button for me. So, and then it's like, once you buy those things that you saw someone else with or that you saw and you just had to have it. And I do that all the time. Like, oh, I want this perfume, or oh, I want that purse, or oh, I want those shoes. You get it, and then once you have it, then what? Things don't change your happiness. Now, being broke, being broke will do a little something to you, okay? Being broke will have you depressed and stressed and a whole other bunch of mess, right? Because we have to pay our bills. We have to eat. We need medical insurance. We need a roof over our heads. We need to be able to drive our cars and put gas in it. If we have children, we have to make sure they have what they need. So we do need money. Money is very useful. We need money for the things that keep our lives going. Nobody can make it in this world without having a little bread. We all need some bread. So I don't want to come across like I'm saying that we should live a life of poverty. No. But what I'm saying is having what you need should matter most. Having what you need, vain ambition, greed, those are the things that will cause us to lose in life. So many people are out here trying to obtain, trying to have. They have more than what they see. I have a little cough, guys. When you're sick, you know that health is what matters, right? When you're alone, you know that having friends is what matters, right? If you're homeless, you'll know that having a home is what matters. You don't care. You just want a roof over your head, right? You just want friends. You just want to have the little things that really count. I have what matters. If I don't have another thing, if I don't have any money today, if my bank account was empty, I have what matters. I have my health, I have my children, I have a home, I have my family, I have a car. My tank is filled up. My closet is full of clothes. My house is clean. I have everything I need. I can't think of anything else I need in the world. That's it. So that's what I just want to talk about, is being envious of others. And if somebody else looks good, or you feel they look better than you, lose the weight. Get the teeth fixed. Get your hair did. Get your nails done. If you don't have it, the one thing you do have is the ability to work out and eat right. That's a choice. You might not be able to go get your hair done, but you can practice and do your own hair. You can practice and do your own nails. But nothing looks better than being in shape, right? So there's no need to be upset because you feel like, oh, they look good, they have a nice body. This goes for men and women. This is not directed at anybody in particular, by the way. I'm just saying, on this beautiful Soulful Sunday, just yapping away. And thank you guys for joining me. But yeah, get out there and work out. Not only will you look better, you'll feel better. You will feel better mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually, when you take care of yourself. This summer, when I was working out more, when I was eating clean, I felt better than I have felt in years because I was taking care of my body. And I still have that confidence still has carried over, but I need to get back to that. Because I mean, bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwiches, and all kinds of crap. And I need to get back. Oh, and enjoy my Ninja slushies. That's good. I need to get back on track. But yeah, you know, success is ours for the taking. Silly rabbit. Success is ours for the taking. We don't have to use others as the barometers for how we should live our lives and what we should have and what we should be doing. Search within, because why are you envying somebody else? And 9 times out of 10, you're not willing to do the work they put in. And even if you are, once you get it, would you really be happy living someone else's life? The life that you envy. Would you really be happy if you were walking in their shoes? Like, I love to sing and dance, but I don't want to be Beyonce. I don't want to work that hard. Right, silly rabbit. I hate saying silly rabbit because I know you're not silly, but I like your screen name. Oh, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Okay, I would say tricks are for kids. Right. They want to sit back and be miserable instead of dreaming and determining what their own goals are. Like, what are your own dreams? What do you dream about? What really makes you happy other than, okay, just saying, oh, I want to be rich. Oh, I want a fine husband, or I want a beautiful wife. What else do you want? What do you want your wife to be like? What do you want from the riches you obtain? What would you do with them? If you suddenly became a billionaire, what would you do with that money? Other than have money, what would you do with it? Who would you help? What would you build? How would you change the world? That's the kind of ideals I have. Like, how can I change the world? How can I help somebody else? What can I put back out there? What can I say I did that helped change somebody's reality and made their lives better? How can I say I did that? Not just by even giving money. Like, what can I put into the ecosystem that makes it better? You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying people are just envious over tangible things. Not like, if I'm going to be jealous, I want to be jealous of, like, dang, I wish I had that ideal. Or dang, why didn't I had that ideal. Why didn't I do something about it? I'm not Steve Jobs. I'm not Elon Musk. I don't want to make electric cars. I want to sit down and one day really, really write my um, New York Times bestseller. I really want to do that. And I don't want it to be about fluff. I want it to be a good book that stands the test of time. That's what I want to do. That's not something that's unobtainable for me. That's not something that's far out of reach. If I sit down and really put my thoughts together, I can do it. I can really do it. And I said that's what I was going to be doing once I retire. So I got to get my focus back after this holiday season. And in January, that's what I will be working on, my writing career. That's something I've always wanted to do, something I dibbled and dabbled in, and something I've taken a break from. But that's what I want to do. And I hope that by hearing me talk, one of you, this is what I really, really want to do, because I don't just want to be a content creator that comes on here and feeds you guys a bunch of garbage. I want to be somebody that helps you elevate your mind and helps you think differently. Not like me. I don't want you to think like me. I don't want you to agree with all of my ideals and everything that I say. I want you to take what I've said and come to a clearer understanding about yourself and your life. Maybe something I said electrified you in some way or it jolted you into a thought. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I've been thinking about doing XYZ. I need to focus on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I think, right? Work on those ideals that occur to you, that life that you have been imagining for yourself. Work on that. That's what it's all about before you leave this earth. It's not about how many things can you obtain. It's about not missing your mark and what you can leave behind. What can you give your kids? What can you give your family that they can pass on? Right? Because a house, to me, leaving a house behind is just like more problems and more drama. Unless you're leaving a house to somebody who can invest in it and make it grow in some way by selling it and using it towards something else, and it grow from there. Most of the time when you leave money or property to your family, it's probably all gone within a year. You worked all your life to save save up and buy a house for your kids, and they don't even keep it. They can't pay the taxes on it. They don't keep the property up. They're having a hard time managing it and renting it out. It's a lot of hard work for nothing. But what ideals can you leave behind? You know, I'm 66 years old. My kids are grown. I left a 30-year marriage. I thought you said 30-year mortgage. You left a 30-year marriage? I know that's right. At 66 years old, you still have a lot of life ahead of you. You still do. And so, right, I'm I'll be 48 on my birthday coming up. And although I feel like, okay, I have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. But hell, I can be here another 30. I could even be here another 48. I don't know about 96 now. But I can definitely see myself being 75, being 80, right? And that's a lot of time. I've grown enough and I've learned enough about life, exactly enjoying life. I've learned enough about how to do life wrong that this time around I want to do it right. And somebody said, my sister said, your mom lived to be 90. See, you have more than a chance of being here around 92. You have a good amount of time to be here. So why waste it on people who don't appreciate you or doing things that you don't enjoy, that don't make you happy? And this is not about being selfish at all. Because what's more selfless than living your best life? That's more inspiring than anything. Rather than being envious, we need to be inspired. Wow, look at Tricks Are for Kids, who left a 30-year marriage, who is 66 years old and saying, you know what? I want to enjoy the rest of my life. She said that's why she left her marriage, so she can enjoy it. And now her kids can see, okay, my mom was with my father or in a marriage for 30 years and she left. When it no longer served her, she left and she went it alone and she decided how she was going to live life on her terms. Right? And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. I tell my kids that all the time. Like, I want for you to see me and do life better. I want you to see what I did and how I do things, and I want you to take that and do better. That's the one thing that parents don't understand. Tricks Are for Kids. That they're trying to stay in something for the sake of the kids. Oh, I'm with my husband or I'm with my wife for my kids, but really all your kids want is for you to be happy. They don't want to see you in a situation where you're miserable. That makes them upset to see you like that. They just want a mom and a dad that loves them. They don't care if you're together or if you're apart. As long as mom and dad are there for my recitals, as long as mom and dad are there if something happens to me, as long as mom and dad care about me, as long as mom and dad are happy, that's all a kid wants. Who wants to grow up with parents who are fighting and barely talking, and or one parent isn't treating the other one right? I'm not saying any of that happened in your marriage. I'm just speaking and, you know, just opposing. No kid wants that. You're making your kid miserable because you're miserable. Make good choices and decisions for yourself so that your kids can know how to do that too. That's the best gift you can give your kids. The best inheritance you can give your kids is the ability to be independent and make good choices for themselves. I feel like sometimes we're raising kids and they're making worse mistakes than we are because our kids aren't going to make the same mistakes. You know that, right? They're going to make the kind of choices that we make. So if you're a woman and you make bad choices in men, your kids will too. If you're a father and you don't treat women right, your sons will treat them worse. It's not going to be at the same level. Your kids are going to be you exponentially. Same thing goes for if your children see you not struggling and suffering, but if they see you taking chances and being fearless, if they see you reaching goals, they're going to be inspired to do that with their lives as well. Right? If your kids see you living in poverty, that's just going to make them not want to live in poverty and to do whatever it takes so that they don't become you. But if they see that you, no matter what you have, you take it and you can make it grow and you build from there, then if they don't have, then they'll say, you know what? I remember when my parents were having a rough time financially and my dad came up with this ideal to build a garden, and my family started selling fruits and vegetables, and the next thing I know they had their own store and it became Sprout Supermarket. You know what I'm saying? If your kids see you take nothing and make something out of it, they will do the same thing because they will know they can't just rest on their laurels or wait for something to happen to them. You have the lie in your bed attitude. Yes, I feel like that too. But this morning I was saying, you don't feel like other people should be forgiven. You don't feel like you should be forgiven, Charity. And, like certain things I feel like, oh, you made that bed, you got to lie in it. You did it. So I don't feel like you should be forgiven. Sometimes I feel like that, even about myself. But I have to start thinking like, you know what? We can learn and grow and move on and do better. And we do deserve God's We don't deserve God's grace, but we can't say who should get grace and who shouldn't, right? So yeah, I'm not trying to preach this morning, but I feel like I am a little bit. I was just like, let me come on here for Soulful Sunday and inspire myself and motivate myself, because that's really what I'm trying to do here for the upcoming week. And let's see who comes in and wants to hear it, right? That's what it's all about. Inspiring ourselves and others and motivating each other. That's what I'm doing right now. I love you guys for joining me and for supporting me. I really do. God bless you all today. Hence the name. I know that right. That's right. Silly Rabbit tricks are for kids. Absolutely, Silly Rabbit. Are you subscribed to my channel? I hope you are. I like your way of thinking. Right. I usually say I don't suffer fools. I do not suffer fools. You want to be silly, you want to do stupid stuff, don't expect me to endure it. I do not suffer fools. I don't do all that. Like have I been in a relationship with someone who wasn't who left much to be desired? Let's just put it mildly. Let's just say it that way. Yes. But at the same time, I knew what I was getting myself into and I knew what was going on, and I didn't make excuses for it. I don't like when people make excuses for themselves, or when they when they're naive, or they walk around with rose-colored glasses on like they can't see what's going on. No, no. Face life head on and make good choices and make good decisions. Right, right, right. Tricks are for kids, right. Like, I'm very, very pragmatic and prudent about life. I look at life for what it is, and then I make my choices. When I don't when I don't make good choices, I feel the result, I see the result, and I know why. I'm never the one that's like, oh, which way did they go? Which way did they go? Why is this happening? No, I know why. I know why. Even when I feel like, oh, I don't deserve for this to happen to me, I know. And I want to speak very spiritually when I say this. We open portals and we open realms in this life that cause us to find ourselves in certain situations, right? It's spiritual, very spiritual. When we do certain things, we are opening up. It's called reaping what you sow in certain terms, but um, biblically, honestly, but we are really subjecting ourselves to certain things when we entertain certain spirits. I was talking to an old friend about our children and our adult children and different choices they make and different things that go on. I'm like, well, it's not just about us. It's about their fathers as well, right? If you choose to procreate with a certain spirit, don't be surprised when that spirit comes out in your child. No matter what you try to teach that child or expose that child to, that spirit that came from their father is still on them. And not saying that they can't overcome it, but it would be much harder for them to. You get it? Thank you, Silly Rabbit. Absolutely. Um, Even certain jobs we take, oh my gosh. Certain people we just, and that's why as I've gotten older, my sister said, do you think it's because you went through this? Well, duh. Why would I go through things and come out of it the same way? Why would I experience life in such a way where I'm still doing the same things that cause me grief? If something makes me happy and gives me peace, I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to do more of what gives me peace and what makes me happy. If that means shutting you down and getting rid of you, that's what I'm going to do. That doesn't mean I'm bitter. That doesn't mean I don't like people. That just means I saw something in you that I didn't agree with, or that I could see was not advantageous to me. I could see it. I could see you coming from a mile away. because I have these experiences. I was a probation officer for 20 years. I've been married. I've raised children. Some of my children are adults. Helped raise lots of nieces and nephews. I've been around people. I'm a student of life. I'm still a student of life, constantly learning and growing. Honey, ain't no fool over here. I'm not that silly rabbit. I'm not right. Take a risk and grow. Now that doesn't mean that I'm uh, closed off to people or. But if I just see that you're one of those silly rabbits, I'm not about to be one of your tricks. You're not about to play that trick on me. If I see that you are not for me, I'm okay with letting you go. That's all. And it's not gonna. And more, unless you're my kid, unless you're my kid or my grandkid, they play games with me all day long. But outside of them, and even them, they have their limits. They have their limits. I love them, so it's up to me to challenge them and to help them change and to help them become their best selves. It's not up to me to throw them away, but it is up to me to make sure that they know that they can't play with me either. But anybody else, you get one time. Why would I be giving an adult or somebody else's child? You're not my responsibility. I'll try to help you as much as I can. I'll try to talk to you. I will try to be there for you. But after a while, no, we're not doing that. I don't have all day long. You have to learn and you have to see, just like I had to. But I'm not about to do that with you. I'm kind of like over that. you know, my name is Charity. I'm not a charity. I still love you though, and I will still pray for you, and I will still wish you well from over here, from afar, right? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And that's just what we have to do for ourselves. We have to just come to these conclusions, even if it hurts, even if it hurts, because it's going to hurt to let go. It's going to hurt to not, to end relationships. I think the longer that they last, the more that you endure, the harder it is to separate. People think, oh, they did such and such. Why can't you just leave them alone? Because it's like, I don't know. I think it's the human condition to want something to work with another human so bad that you will endure. And it has nothing to do with loving yourself. It has nothing to do with having high self-esteem. It's just humanness, right? But the way to avoid that is to avoid those situations altogether if you can. If you see something that's not good for you before you even go down that rabbit hole, just avoid it altogether, right? Just avoid it altogether. That's the best thing for you. You know, it's kind of hard to get divorced once you're already married. It's kind of hard to um, end a relationship once you spent months or years invested in someone. But if you're going through the dating stage, date one, date two, if you see those red flags, heck, before you even get to the first date, if you see it in the conversation, if you listen and you hear the red flags over the telephone or through the text messages, get out of it. Now that's where self-love comes in, when you see something and instead of saying, you know what, it's just a date. Or if you're at a job and if you take your time and do the due diligence to say, you know what, this job has bad reviews. They don't pay a lot. I'm not going to go over here, because sometimes it's more than just a paycheck until you get another one. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I hope your uncle is okay. Have a good day. Thanks for joining. Subscribe so you can join me next time too. I appreciate the conversation as well. Um, If you take the time to say, you know what, before you even take that job, because sometimes we go into jobs thinking, okay, I'll come here and work here until I can get the next job or while I wait on the other job. But those spirits at that job, even though it's a paycheck, it may be detrimental to you. Just being in that environment, it may be upsetting. Hey, Tasha, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So, why take a job? Why start a relationship? Why start a friendship with people who are not good for you? Why even go there? Love yourself enough to wait and keep trying until you get those things you want, even if it means you're going to have to worry about how you're going to pay something a little longer, if that means that you're going to have to be dateless for a little longer, even if that means that you don't have a friend. I think that we should take the kind of time researching and getting to know someone that we would if we're going to go buy a car. If you're going to go buy a car, you want to make sure that it's a good deal for your money. You're going to check the mileage. If it's a used car, you're going to check the tires. You want to look under the hood. If it's a new car, you want to research and make sure you're getting value and that it's the best deal for your money. What kind of car is it? What's the rating? You're going to check all those things. Why aren't we doing that with jobs, with people, with friends? Why aren't we taking more time to get to know these people before we even go on a date? That's just something I'm throwing out there. We can save ourselves a lot of heartache and we can save ourselves a lot of mishaps by taking the time to get to know people better and all of that good stuff. But I've said a lot in a little amount of time. I hope it helps someone. I hope you guys can take this through your week with you. Make better choices, make better decisions, treat yourself better. You have a choice. If you want something out of life, go after it, make it happen. Don't envy others. Don't look at other people and look at their life and say, oh, I want that, or I wish that was me. Hating on somebody else because they have what you want. When you're not willing to do what you need to do to make your situation better. We got to do that. We got to do the hard work. We have to make the difficult choices. And this week ahead, I hope you remember that when life brings you to those choices, when you have to face yourself and you have to move past your emotions and your spirit and all of that. And when you're remembering that, take an extra walk around the block. Eat a good meal, a healthy meal. Drink more water. Say no to that man that's been calling to try to get you to go on a date with him and you know he don't have any good intentions for you. Say no. Say no to that deal that you can that can get you some money, but you know that all money is not good money. Say no. Say no where you need to say no. Say yes when you need to say yes. Hey, Jazzy, Jazzy. Hey, you never check your email. I paused yesterday while I was on live. I paused it because I got a phone call. And then I was on the phone and I came back and you guys, of course, weren't live anymore. But when I paused it and I had to take a picture of it, Smooth was throwing up the middle finger and you were just sitting back like, what? You guys are so cute together. I love that for you guys. I see the happiness in your face. I see a peace in his face. And I hope you guys, not hope, I pray you guys bring each other joy and continue to be happy. And that whatever this is, that it goes swell, that it goes well. I'm enjoying being on the cusp of it all. I really have to say, he is a mess. He seems like he is so funny. That LA came out of him real quick, like He was like, look, I'll beat your mother in real life. He was like, in real life. And, and the BX came up out of my juicy. Y'all was fighting over us how? Listen, I'm so funny. I'm so funny because I'll be on your side and his side. If you say something, I'll be like, don't try to talk to my bro like that. And if he say something, I'll be like, don't do my sis like that. I'll be on both of your sides. Because y'all both, my bro and my sis, you've been supporting me. And he has been supporting me since day one. He's been in the chats with me too. Like when it was just me and him, he's been right there. He'd be like, all right, I'm going to be right back. And then he'd be like, okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm going to be right back. And, and he'll be at everybody's, be in everybody's live. Nuh-uh. He said that we listen. First of all, I hope you guys are just having fun. And listen, I'm not in that. I'm not in that. If y'all stop talking, that's on y'all. But hopefully we don't get to that point. But I'm not in that. Wait a minute, unless y'all stop talking and one of y'all do something. No, I'm still not in that. That's just what it is. That's just is what it is. It is what it is. Oh well. If you do something to him, then I'll be like, oh, I don't know. That's why I'm like, oh no, smooth. If he do something to you, I'm gonna probably be like, that's gonna be a lot harder because I don't know how I can break sister code. I don't know. I don't know. I got to stay on code. But you guys will be good. I think that as long as you guys take it slow and as long as you are friends, right? When you're friends first, then it's like it's harder for you to do something that's going to disappoint the other because you're going to be looking at them as your friend. And then you're going to want to take care of their heart first. It's going to mean more to you than just, okay, this is somebody I'm seeing. And, okay, well, I'm not gonna be truthful, or I'm not gonna be honest, or I'm gonna do whatever I want to anyway. And if they find out, they just find out. No, when you are friends first, it's gonna be like, look, this is how I'm feeling, and I just want you to know I'm trying to work through this, or this is what I was thinking. I want to, and if you guys respect each other, then you're gonna respect when somebody comes to you without getting mad or being upset. I think that's the hardest thing for people to do is to be honest. And I'm not just talking about your relationship, Jazzy. I'm speaking in general. It's so hard for people to just be honest. And what do we hear growing up? Honesty is the best policy. Because if you are honest with somebody, right? People can accept you being truthful. If you're just honest with me, it's the lies and the dishonesty and the playing games and all of that. I can't accept that. But if you're honest with me and you let me know what it is, and or we're just taking it slow, we're just being friends. That's why I say often, I just want to date. I just want to date. I don't want the relationship stuff. I want to date because, truth be told, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay if you're not. I'm okay if you're just getting yourself back on track. And I feel like that's where I'm at. Recently retired, still raising teenagers, um, still getting over the hurt of losing somebody I really cared about. I'm over it, but still dealing with it still. And I'm okay. I'm okay being by myself. Do I want a long-term commitment at one point? Maybe. I don't want all that BS though. I want to just be happy and I'm cool right now. I like this. I like this. So anybody that I talk to got to be cool with that. Like, I like what I'm doing right now. I don't like being questioned. I don't like feeling like I got to be on. Like, let's just be friends. Let's just chill. Let's just have a good time. And whatever that becomes is whatever becomes. If it's nothing, that's cool. If it's something, okay. People scared to hurt the other's feelings, but if you start lying, you still hurting them. Right? You wasn't ready for dating for a long time, and I was absolutely good with it. Right? Because it's just that okay. Sometimes it's just like if you are trying to do something, right? Like if you have a business or something like that, and you're putting money into it, and you're putting a lot of time into it, and you don't see the results that you want to see. Sometimes it's not that you're giving up on it. Sometimes it's like, okay, let me get a breather. Let me come back to this. I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into it, and I lost money, and I can't deal with that stress no more. Or right now, I just need to take time. And some people will say, well, why aren't you writing that book anymore? Why aren't you still going after those acting gigs? Because after being let down a bunch of times, and it's like, okay, sometimes I got to just regroup. Maybe it's something else out there for me. Maybe that's not what I'm good at. I don't know. It doesn't mean give up on it. It just means take time away from it. So I'm not giving up on a relationship. I'm chilling. Hey, Alyssa, I need a reset. Absolutely. I think I'm resetting right now, and I like it. I like it. Um, I don't know. I just like it. Like, like Christmas, I was like, I'm already planning to just stay home for Christmas. I just don't want to deal with all the other stuff. I'm like, I'm not giving gifts out this year. Um, I'll get my kids whatever they want, and we're just gonna chill. I don't know. We may go somewhere, just us. I don't know, but we're gonna do our own thing. I'm not. If they want to go somewhere, they can. I'll drop you off at your family's house or whatever. But I already know I don't want to do it. I already know I don't want to do it. It just after. It just after just after a lot of stuff. It's like you just kind of like, okay, wait a minute, let me see. And I know I think I know who I am. I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. And I think what I'm really saying is, I'm not compromising those things anymore. If I don't feel you and I don't like this vibe, I don't want to do it. I think that's what I'm saying. Why are you putting SVYP? I don't know what that is. And since I don't know what that is, you got to go. You got to go. Don't come over here trolling. If I don't know what it is, I'm not about to ask. I'm just going to block and delete. But Jazzy, what you got going on this week? You working and stuff, sis? Did bro already head back home? Uh, I'm in bed. I feel like I'm coming down with some. He just left a while ago. Oh, he just got home. That's good. He made it home safe. That's good. I'm glad he made it home safe. When you going out there to kick it with him? You going? Oh yeah, you got family out there anyway. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to see you guys in Las Vegas. I would love that. One of my family members is talking about coming out your way to live. I heard that that was a nice place for single black women to move to. Because I look at stuff like that. Uh, oh, next week, but you'll see. Okay. Yeah, because it's your turn. It is your turn. He's been coming to you, right? So you got to be fair. You got to be fair, sis. Now it's your turn to go visit him. Most people seem to be married. Okay. I think that's how it is everywhere. But where I live, it's not a lot of people that look like me. That's number one. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like kind of over California a little bit, but not. A little, but not. Like, I want to set my life up in a way like I would rather buy a home here and then move. And once I do that, then I'll feel a lot more better because then I can come back anyway I want, anytime I want to. So that's what I'm doing now. Um, Trying to get that situated. Then I could, I want to leave from where I'm at now because it's small and I want to buy something bigger. Once I do that, maybe stay there for a year or two, and then I'll move to wherever I want to move. Now that I'm retired, I can do that. So that's my goal. He said he thought we was rotating. I mean, that do sound like, that does sound fair. That does sound fair to rotate back and forth. You know, that does sound absolutely fair. But you guys do it however, whatever works for you. I was thinking Texas, but mm-mm. And California is too liberal, and I feel like because I hear people who go to hospitals and stuff like that in Texas and different places, and where when they're not, making sure they're good and all that. I don't know. I just think about all of that. Wherever I move to, I want it to be like a melting pot where some of everybody. I want it to be somewhere where the area is good for the most part, like for schools and different things like that. And I want there to be like a cultural hub, somewhere where there's always something to do. You know what I mean? So the only reason why I wouldn't move to Vegas is that it's too. I feel like It's too transient. I feel like a lot of people come from other places and they're like running away from something else, kind of. That's number one. Number two, um, it's a Republican state, and they don't seem like they make a lot of money down there in Vegas. And it's too hot. Mostly it is too hot. Phoenix, Arizona seems like a place I would want to move, but it's too hot. I feel like it's like you can do well down there financially, but um, I feel like it's just too hot. So I wouldn't want to go to somewhere where it's real hot like that. hmm But okay, guys, let me get out of here. Jazzy, you have a great day. If you didn't hit my like button, please hit my like button before I get off. And you guys, if you're just catching the end, please go back to the beginning of this live. I feel like I dropped a lot of gems that will help you in the week ahead. Um, and just, figure out life for yourself. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Yeah, Arizona. You were just here this summer. You were in Arizona and Las Vegas, so you got it coming and going. Ugh. I was last in Las Vegas last year on 4th of July. When I first got there, I was doing okay. I was doing okay, and I couldn't believe it with my asthma. I'm like, oh, I'm doing really well. I was having a good time, but we wasn't really just in the heat, but it was hot. On 4th of July, it was like 120. And I went to Walmart that was close to my sister's house. When I tell you I barely made it back to her house, OMG, I forgot the cheese at the store and I was like, I'm not going back to the store. I had somebody DoorDash cheese. I think I paid $20 for cheese. I was like, I am not moving. My niece was so upset because she was barbecuing at her house. I was like, I can't do that. I cannot go outside. So no. And my sisters, I have two sisters that live in Las Vegas. They were like, "Oh no, we that's not how we do it out here. We don't go outside till later on." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to live somewhere where I can't go outside until it's nighttime. Like, what's the point of that? No, absolutely not. So, but I usually have fun when I go to Vegas. The kids love Las Vegas, but you know. So yeah, when I come, I'll probably stay at the Palace Station that I was telling you about. I love to go to the Palace Station, love to go to the Oyster Bar, and love to just gamble. So I'm gonna bring a little bit to gamble with. Oh, and since it's January, it won't be that hot. But I never really do a lot of shopping when I go to Vegas. It seems like people who live in Vegas, they always find the best deals at like the Rosses and Marshalls, and they have a lot of different stores out there, but I don't know. But yeah. So, all right, guys, I holla. Have a good Sunday.